Hey guys, Jordoc here, and today we're riding the hype and looking at Survival Hunter's Mage Tower. We'll cover multiple strategies, talent selection, consumables, gear and legendaries, as well as some hints and tricks that should make your life a bit easier. Firstly, you'll want to have your artifact weapon, along with 3 relics and your Silithus artifact chain completed. Some of the chain is skippable, so if you still need to finish up, just follow the instructions on screen, skipping all of the quests that are marked optional. Once that's done, you're going to want some consumables. Prolonged Power Potion, an Augment Rune, Flask of the 7th Demon, and a food buff. I personally went with the Ajari Salad, but Koi Scented Storm Ray or a Feast works just as well. Finally, grab a Bloodlust in the form of drums or a Nether Ray. This is the talent setup that I went with, and wouldn't recommend too much in the way of deviation, except for throwing axes if you were really struggling with the mirror images transition, and Murderer Crows if you're unfamiliar with survival and can't get used to Snake Hunter. For legendary items, Call of the Wild and Cephas are strong output pieces. Butcher's Apron can also help with adds in the last phase as well. Roots of Shaladrisil can be useful throughout the fight, with Pride has been strong if mirror images are causing problems. There are multiple ways to approach this encounter, and the strategy for you depends on your output. Firstly, the all-out Zerg assumes you've got high damage output and is the simplest way to get it done. The goal here is to bring Xylem to 10% before he casts mirror images, trivialising the challenge. If you're able to make this DPS check, not only will you skip 2 phases, you will also only have to deal with 1 set of darkness within adds at the end. Simply pop all cooldowns with Lust at the beginning and beat the timer. The semi-Zerg tactic is similar, but while not being able to 10% him before mirror images, being able to get there before the second, allowing you to trivialise the mirror image phase by making use of Aspect of the Turtle, simply running over to and flaring out the boss, ignoring the mechanics in that phase. So in phase 1, Xylem will cast a standard Frostbolt that can and should be interrupted as frequently as possible. He will also periodically cast Razor Ice, stunning you for a few seconds and then teleport off to one of the other 3 quadrants of the room. During this, you will begin to take 480k damage every 5 seconds. If you touch any of the Razor Ice before it is killed, you will take 2.8 million damage and likely die. To counter, simply have your Butchery stacks for this moment. Butchery will quickly wipe out the ice, reduce your cooldown of Exhilaration heal, as well as healing you and your pet for 15% over 10 seconds, and simply disengage out into a harpoon to close the gap. If he ports to the opposite side of the room, use Aspect of the Cheetah after your disengage. To complete the mirror image intermission phase, as mentioned before, you must flare Xylem's position, marked by a faint sparkly circle around him and his mark on the minimap. The first mirror image phase should be dealt with by using Aspect of the Turtle immediately, quickly flaring his position while using Disengage and Aspect of the Cheetah to close the gap. If you have to repeat this phase, you will have to use the hopping around method next, utilising Harpoon's reset. When this phase starts, kill the image closest to you and get in its bubble. Take this time to find Xylem, target an image in its direction, and wait for its cast to end. As soon as it does, harpoon into a flanking strike and this should one-shot it. Repeat this until close enough to flare him out. After mirror image phases, your goal is still to get Xylem to 10% as quickly as possible while dodging Shadow Barrage, taking care not to waste interrupt on Arcane Barrage, as you will need to stop him from casting Draw Power. While he casts Draw Power, his damage dealt increases by 5% per stack and lasts for the rest of the fight. The weaker I use to track Draw Power will also be left in the description. When you hit 10%, combat will reset for some RP where you can eat. If you don't have drums and did not lust to Zerg in phase 1, switch to your Nether Ray and turn off Growl, as the boss needs to be attacking you in this phase in order to DPS him and also move from his Void Pool at the same time. Pop Lust and DPS him down while strafing just outside of his pool. It's very important not to interrupt the boss at all in this phase, or he'll bug out and chase you while channeling Seeds of Darkness. Seeds of Darkness starts channeling on you, applying the same debuff. When that debuff expires, it will spawn 3 Shadow Adds that will race towards the boss and attempt to heal him. Save Caltrops, Explosive Trap and Butchery from them, and as long as you can alternate between killing the adds and DPSing the boss, it'll die in absolutely no time at all.